Imagine standing on the eve of war. The ground shakes beneath the weight of marching legions, banners snapping in the wind, and thousands of men preparing for a clash that could decide the fate of an empire. This was the Roman army, one of history's most disciplined and efficient fighting machines. But what happened the day before battle? Let's step inside a Roman camp and see how the legions prepared for war. Roman armies rarely fought without careful preparation. As evening approached, after a long march, the legions stopped to build their camp, a fortified city of soldiers. Each camp was laid out in a precise grid, with ditches, ramparts, and palisades, no matter how short their stay. The engineers oversaw construction, while legionaries dug trenches, raised stakes, and fortified the perimeter. The general's tent stood at the center, surrounded by standards, altars, and command staff. Once the defenses were complete, soldiers turned to rest and food. The campfires lit up. Cauldrons boiled with grain porridge, bread baked, and meat stews filled the air. Water and wine were rationed. Meals weren't just about nutrition. They built camaraderie. Soldiers sat in groups, laughing, singing, or dicing, but always under the watchful eye of their centurions. Roman discipline was strict. No soldier could wander off, and order was maintained even in leisure. Security was paramount. Each night, guards patrolled the ramparts, while pickets stood beyond the ditches. Sentries were rotated regularly, and punishment for neglect was harsh. Falling asleep on duty could mean death. Horn calls marked the changing of the watch, keeping the army in rhythm through the night. Before any major battle, the Romans turned to the gods. Augurs and priests inspected sacrifices, often chickens or other animals. If the omens were favorable, the legions felt emboldened. Standards and eagles, aquilae, were honored with prayers and offerings. Commanders gave speeches to stir courage, reminding soldiers of past victories and the glory of Rome. As night deepened, soldiers made final checks. Shields repaired, pilas sharpened, helmets fitted. Armor was oiled and inspected. Each man knew his place in formation, drilled countless times. Cavalry tended their horses, brushing and feeding them. Engineers prepared siege weapons and artillery. Tension hung heavy. Some men joked to mask their fear. Others prayed silently. Veterans sharpened blades in silence, while new recruits whispered nervously. Centurions moved through the tents, ensuring discipline. The general and his staff stayed awake long into the night, finalizing orders, reviewing terrain maps, and integrating reports from scouts, perhaps confirming a weak flank on the enemy's left, or ensuring the auxiliary cavalry was correctly positioned. At first light, the camp stirred to the sound of horns. Soldiers ate a quick breakfast: bread, cheese, dried meat. The legions assembled in formation, each cohort and century finding its place. Standards raised high, drums and horns echoed across the field. Priests gave final blessings, and commanders delivered fiery speeches. Today, Rome stands with you, for the Republic, for the Empire. Then, silence. The line tightened. Shields locked. The order was given. For the Romans, the day before battle was not chaos, but order. Every man had a role. Every action was rehearsed. Every camp a fortress. This discipline, combined with ritual, morale, and preparation, was what made Rome's armies the masters of the ancient world. The battle was still to come, but long before swords clashed, the Roman legions had already laid the foundation for victory.